when decision was taken that there were going to be 5 vice presidents, that there were already 3 in Upper Nile. This is the Rebecca Domabior, Riek Machar, and Taban Deng. And then in Equatorial, we have already James Waniga. So they said the next vice president was going to go to Bahr el-Ghazal. And that was supposed to be me, in fact. But I got sick. I was very sick in Germany. And nobody even knew that I was going to survive that, So when I was asked by my group whether they should put my name on the ticket to run for the vice presidency, I told them, no, first of all, I was not in the talks. My duty was I asked my deputy to represent me in the talks, Hussein Abdelbagi. So I told Hussein, you go to Addis Ababa and go and represent me there. When the position of the vice president came up, I told him to take it. If it falls to us, I told him, you take that position. And then when I came to Juba 2020, people were talking about appointing the parliaments, in the state parliaments and positions in the parliament. I told him I have been away for 50 years. So I know really nobody. The people I know are the people who were with us in the struggle. People like President Salva Kiir and Nyal Deng Nyal and Dr. John Garang and so on. These are the people whom I was dealing with as their ambassador, as their diplomat. Hussein by then was with Bashir, He was in the Islamic movement in Khartoum. He was with the PDF. So we had, in fact, nothing in common. Yeah. But later on, of course, after reconciliation and so on, we said that, okay, we could work together. And I am blood related to him. I'm blood related to him, his mother. His grandmother, the mother of his mother, is my father's sister. My father is Paramount Chief Rinlual of Ayat in northern Bahr el-Ghazal.
So this South Sudan Patriotic Movement is run by cousins?
Well, it happened by accident, of course, because, when you rebel, you take whoever comes to you. You don't wait for the best people you want, So who were there, one of the first people who were there was Hussein. And among those who were there, I thought that he was the one who was more politicized and who understands a lot about politics, which turned out later on not to be true, of course, because he has been all with the Islamic movement for a very long time. So now, when I came back when I became well and I came back, I didn't come and stay for 1 month as I used to do. Things became very difficult for him because he thought that I was going for his position. Well, you see, I cannot say how it is going to end, but what I can tell you is this. As the chairman of the SSPM, I have been here in Juba for the last 7 months, and he started organizing his convention without even me being informed. I didn't know that there was a convention taking place. He did it secretly. He has built up a parallel party, not the party which I know. He has his own second party, which he calls SSPM, and appointed the people there to be members of the parliament. As I told you from the beginning, I said that I don't know many people, so I allowed him to appoint the ministers and the members of parliament. He went and appointed the people who now became loyal to him personally, no longer loyal to the party. And these are the people he collected and made the convention at his home, was not even outside his place, and then brought in even his brothers who are officers in the army, whom we have already integrated into the army, and some of them we are going to integrate in the army. It is not allowed to bring soldiers into political rallies,
According to SOA, who is now the legitimate representative or the legitimate leader of the South Sudan Patriotic Movement?
SOA wrote to the president saying that I am the legitimate leader. It is signed by SOA leaders and it has been handed to the office of the president. So for SOA, I am the legitimate representative. He was ignoring SOA anyway. And I have been telling him in good faith, there is no way you could keep the position of vice president without having to go through SOA, because he needs SOA votes, And I told him from the beginning, I was not interested in being vice president. Of course, it is very unusual in South Sudan that somebody tells somebody to become vice president. I don't want the position, So I left it to him for 4 years, and I allowed him to do whatever he wants. Then the whole thing turned out to be a semi-Islamic group, because he's using methods which are not used by somebody who wants democracy.
In the name of fairness, Hussein Abdelbagi is not here to defend himself. When you're saying he's using undemocratic principles to conduct business within the South Sudan Patriotic Front, Are you using democratic principles?
No, within SUA even. Within SUA, not only within Southern Sudan Patriotic Front, but also in SUA. You can ask all the SUA leaders.
Are you using democratic principles within the South Sudan Patriotic Movement as far as your decisions are concerned?
No, well, as I told you that I was sick and I was supposed to die, in fact. Nobody was expecting me to survive, including him. But when I came back, I found him quarreling with SUA, not with me. The fight was between him and the leaders of SUA, who were complaining that he has taken over SUA and was behaving alone. He doesn't consult them. The meeting we was done 2 weeks ago with the president was the first meeting of the SUA leaders with the president since the government was formed 2020.
For the benefit of our listeners, how is this stalemate going to be resolved? Because he has fired you from the chairmanship, you have fired him from the deputy chairmanship of your party.
Vice chairman in a political party, in a democratic political party, don't call secret conventions and then dismiss the chairman without him being even informed to attend, So that itself shows that he is undemocratic. The second thing is, as I told you before, the leaders of SUA have written to the president. They have written to the president and they have signed and they have said that they don't want Hussein